Salmonan, guys. I just want to chat around the Olympics. I don't know if you guys have been watching the Olympics. I want to chat about equality, what equality looks like, and how it actually affects us being in South Africa. So, obviously, as we know, the Olympics have now started in Paris. It was super interesting watching the opening ceremony. Seeing the whole Olympic Last Supper, what they call it, the feast of some Greek god, But it was crazy how, when I was thinking about it and watching it, I'm like, this looks very much like the Last Supper. And they had a lot of what looked trans people on the other side. They were pretending to be like Jesus and the disciples. Even the main person, there was a lady in the middle, she posted or she tweeted a picture of them and the Last Supper. And I really think if you haven't checked it out, just check that out. But again, it just shows me how Christians aren't serious. Christians aren't serious. When I talk to a lot of my Islamic friends or Jewish friends, those guys are serious. You talk shit about Jewish people, you will know about it. You talk shit about like Islam or Muslims, you will know about it. If you can't even make a joke about the Prophet Muhammad. You can't make a joke. Lapo Christians, you can really, Christians man. You Christians, like Jewish people, Muslim people practice. They practice their religion. They pray 5 times a day. They go to mosque. They understand which you have to be a good Muslim and you have to practice. Christians, I just believe. I just believe. Christians remind me of like a person who played soccer in grade 7 and they still call themselves a soccer player to this day. Yeah, I'm a soccer player. Bro, you played soccer one time in grade 6, so come on. Like, really, relax. Christians are like people that ran that one time and call themselves runner. I'm a runner. They put in their bio, I believe, chief. No, fam. Like, you need to be a practicing person. Yes, everybody sins. We get that. Christians plan their sins. Christians are like, yeah, no, I'm coming tomorrow night to smash that part. You cheating on your partner, bro. Infidelity. Anyway, it's not even about Christians. I was getting carried away. Back to the Olympics. So if you guys have been following the Olympics as closely as I have, you will realize Guti, Algeria has a boxer called Imane Khelif. I hope I'm not butchering that person's name. And that person is, quote, in quotations, transgender. So the reason why I'm putting that transgender in quotations is because they do not identify as being transgender. They identify as being woman. On their passport, it's written being a woman. But, however, when tests were done, it came out to Guti they have X and Y chromosome. I'm a man, I identify as a man, whatever. I have XY chromosomes. My partner has XX chromosomes, meaning Guti she has a womb, a vagina, can bear children. You understand? So what we would call a lady. So I'm trying to be PC, but at the same time, I don't really care too much about certain people of community. But anyway, keep it moving. So Algeria has a boxer who fought a lady from Italy. Boxer that I said has XY chromosome. After like 40 seconds, what give up? And she was just saying when she did a report or whatever afterwards, Guti, she's never been hit that hard in her life. Yeah, I'm going to say you guys went to equality. Yeah. And there's another person from Thailand, Lin Yu-Ting, who also has XY chromosome. However, both Imane and Lin are competing in this year's Olympic Games. They're competing in the women's category. It's crazy because if you go back to the World Championships last year, 2 years ago, they were disqualified due to these tests and how it came out. Much like Ukaspa's men, within the South African context, Ukasta, has both X and Y chromosome. Even though they identify as being a woman, they have both. And what happens when you have that Y chromosome? It obviously increases your testosterone. You have a high level of testosterone. So if you tend to look at athletes, these female athletes that have X and Y chromosomes like me, if you tend to look at them, they tend to be a lot bigger, a lot stronger because of that testosterone. Again, some of you guys are watching this and saying, how does this relate to me? How does it affect me? All right. So let me go on back on a little bit. I'm going to go off on a tangent. I'm going to come straight back. So when Ukraine and Russia first started fighting, I watch international news. It's one of my hobbies, loves, passions, whatever you want to call it. I watch international news. And when it started happening, after that, America and other first world countries started sanctioning Russia. My first thought is, okay, how will that affect me? I'm not in Europe. I don't understand Russian or Ukrainian. I don't have a dog in the fight. But how is the fact that the West is sanctioning Russia affecting me? Then you start looking and understanding that South Africa is not an island, so we import and export goods, and one of the things that we import is things like seeds that makes our cooking oil, there's many other things that we import as well. So the moment that happened in those sanctions, I knew there's a very slim chance which we will be getting all that stuff that we were getting from Russia. Therefore, we have to buy from other countries that tend to be more expensive. So then I knew those type of commodities will increase in cost. So what did I do? I ran and I bought those things. Again, I've spoken about COVID. I was watching the news, international news, and so many cities around the world were closing. I then said, how does that affect me? If America sneezes, South Africans catch the cold. So I started going and I started buying alcohol and whatever the case may be. So by the time Cyril locked down all these shops, I got things stock dala. So every time I watch these things, I'm always anticipating, how does that affect me? I'm just but one Gentanga here in Joburg. How does that affect me? So whenever I watch situations like the LGBTQ community and how they are pushing and pressing for their voices to be heard, okay, sharp. I respect everyone. Everybody should have a voice. Everybody should have a dog in this fight. Grand. However, policy change, all those laws, how does that affect me? So again, it's not like South Africa were the first people to accept homosexuality. No, we had to wait for the West. The moment the West said, okay, guys, we are homosexuality. Satintina, yes. Guys, we are pro women's rights. Satintina, yes. Guys, we are pro-LGBT, Satintina, yes. So again, you must always anticipate when you see these trends happening. How does this affect me? Our sisters have been fighting tooth and nail to get equality. What a man can do, I can do. That's the first mistake that sisters did. That assumption of thinking that what a man can do, a woman can do. Guys, we're different. We're different. We're very, very much different. This thing of trying to prove you are as equal to a man is going to make you lose. It's almost like a beautiful kudu trying to prove that they are equal to a lion. No, you guys are different. You guys are different. One eats the kudu, one eats grass. Different. Or you're comparing yourself. You're a beautiful, majestic, powerful eagle trying to compare yourself to a shark. Why? You're not equal. You are different. You have your own strengths and your own challenges. And men have their own strengths and own challenges. And if we can work together, meaning, I can then utilize your strengths. Hey, eagle, please can you fly up and see 100 kilometers away and see if there's any school of fish so that I can go and eat them? Then the eagle says, sure. And then they'll find a way. Hey, look, I'm also trying to catch a fish. Just maybe stick one out for me to just catch without me having to do too much work. Sharp. We utilize each other. We utilize each other's strengths. We can't just push equal. Now you have a whole group of women who are trying to prove they are just as strong as men. Okay, sharp. Get into the ring. That's what's happening now with two enough. Hey, I was watching that chick from Italy cry. She was crying like Yakumbula usamncane and your parents hit you and you're crying like that. I was like, yeah, don't play with men in the ring. Really, guys, I see it time and time again where women are fighting for equality, but in different spaces, in the wrong spaces. There's time for us to be equal and there's time for us not to be equal. There's time for you as a female to take leadership and for me as the male to follow. And there'll be times for me as the man to take leadership and for you to follow. Understand it like that, but in not every task. Not every task, because we're not made the same. As far as I know, I might be wrong, someone's going to correct me, I know, but there's never been a female Navy SEAL. They've never passed. They had a whole petition trying to make entry to being a Navy SEAL easier, and that failed. Why do you want it to be easier? In America, the entry to be a firefighter is easier for women than men. Okay, now there's a real fight. There's a real fire, and there's kids stuck in a building. Who am I going to ask? The woman who had the basic training, or the men who had to go through all the most to get that qualification? Come on, guys. Really, guys? We live in a third world country. We live in a country full of people who are hungry, people who have no jobs. We live in a country full of criminals, full of opportunists. So now we have a situation where we're like, okay, LGB, you just have to identify. Think of Ibanyana Banyana. Think of Ibanyana Banyana. How many of these guys who are unemployed, are very, very talented in soccer, just are not good enough to make those professional teams or Chiefs nor Pirates, but they feel like they're faster, stronger, and more capable than Banyana Banyana players? Will we ever have XX chromosome playing for Banyana Banyana, or will it just be people who are wanting to play? And you can't discriminate because you said we just have to identify. That's what you said. You just have to say you're a woman and fine, you can play. In the females cricket team, the females rugby team, guys, I'm not trying to be funny, and I know I'm not the most talented athlete. But if I were to identify as a female, I'd make that female rugby team. 100%. 100%. Ngizobashiya bonke, ngizoba strong nabo bonke. Ngiyazi ungangibuza ukuthi ngazi kanjani, but ngiyazi. Guys, come on. We need to have these conversations, and we need to have these conversations openly and honestly, and say, sharp, the West is moving like this. How can we anticipate it so that we can protect our sisters? How the first world countries, they're moving like this. These are the decisions. Okay, sharp. We want a South Africa, I agree, where women, men, children, they, shim, him, or whatever you identify, for you to have your own opportunity, for you to be the best that you can be, without stepping on other people's toes. You must identify whatever you want to identify with. Please just don't step on other people's toes. I can't, with this grown-ass beard, now saying I'm identifying as a 12-year-old boy. Rugby with a under 12. No, man. Come on. There has to be reason somewhere. There has to be a line somewhere. Watching these American schools where there's a child who identifies as a cat, and the teacher has to make sure that child gets given milk. And we're like, no, it won't affect us. Whoa, isn't this affect? This affects us? No, isn't this affect? The prices are through the roof because of things that are happening in America. Because Trump, no Biden, it's affecting us. We know that our South African politicians love America. And the moment America changes policy, South African politicians will also change policy. The moment the West says this, we will make sure it happens. Guys, everything affects you. What's happening right now in Congo with the genocide and the killing and the mining and that mineral that's being used for cell phones, if for some reason things get sorted out there and abahlali balapha get their fair chance, you must understand the price of cell phones will triple. They'll triple. If China goes into war with Taiwan, those little chips that China are the only countries that produce for all our phones, what will happen to the price of that? That thing will triple. Your phone will go from an iPhone 10 or 20,000 to an iPhone that's now 75 overnight. Come on, guys. You don't live in an island. Study these patterns. Study what's happening in the rest of the world, and then anticipate your next move. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it for your loved ones. Anyway, guys, let me go carry on watching the Olympic Games. Let's find out about Losisi Loase China. Bosisi, please, can you relook at what you mean by equality? Let's relook it. Let's repackage it. Some of you guys are obviously using it as a buffet. I want to be equal when it comes to salary. However, when it comes to paying for the date, he must be the man. He must be equal here. And then, oh my God, I don't know what to do here. But no. Please relook at how you guys are going to define equality. We really do want to support you guys. We want to be part of Team Woman. We also want to be part of Team Woman with an X. We also want to be part of Team Transgenders and LGBTQIA. We also want to help all of those things. As long as we don't step on each other's toes, and we respect each other and Satandana as a community, guys. Anyway, please comment what you think below. Just let me know. If you disagree, it's okay to disagree as long as you disagree respectfully. Share this video far and wide, guys. Please hit that subscription button and that notification bell. Yantanda, have yourselves a fantastic day. Sharp.